Guys, I bag on Cold Steel a lot, but the fact is they have hit more home runs in the knife world than any other company I can think of. They are the Babe Ruth of the knife world. But not every company can just hit home runs every time. We're going to take a look at the knife that I think just was not really a great one, the Double Agent by Cold Steel. So guys, just to go back to what I was saying in the intro, not every company gets it right every time. And I think this is the time that Cold Steel really kind of screwed up. This is the Double Agent 1. Now, I had the Double Agent 2, which was the clip point version of this. And I thought that I missed it. And then this was given to me as a gift a while back and reminded me that I really didn't need this knife and why I got rid of it. This is a small little neck knife. It comes with a chain and everything. It's in a Securex sheath that is absolutely not the best sheath out there. But it's got a lot of problems. This thing was designed to be like a neck knife that you pull out and you could use it as a last line of defense or a self-defense weapon. But you can see it's not at all comfortable. It's a very, very thin blade stock. It's in AUS 8, I believe, on these ones. I think AUS 8 was what they were, AUSA 8 A, which was what they were originally. These are done in Taiwan. It is a cool little thought of a knife, but it really doesn't execute very well. You've got a very, very thin blade stock with these dual rings, and then they call it grivery, or I can't remember what they call their handle material that's on these. But it's just a polymer handle that's molded on there, injection molded onto the scales, and you can see where it's molded on there, the two molds. But it's very uncomfortable in hand. Even though these rings are fairly large, you don't have a lot of room in here. They're very uncomfortable. There's no real jimping. And this handle is so thin. If you were going to carry this and actually use it, you would kind of need to wrap this. But there's a problem there with if you try to wrap these handles and make them larger, is the sheath. If you look, the sheath is kind of one of those ones that has its own retention, and it has this button here. And it's hard enough to get it in there. You can see like it likes to catch. It wants to catch on it. But so if you were to wrap these handles, it's not going to fit in the sheath properly. And at the price of this knife, you're not going to get a different sheath for it. So the sheath is another one of the problems. So to release it, you got to put your finger in here, and then you pull down, but then your finger sometimes gets caught. So that's not a real good idea. So you wind up getting pinched in there and you can't deploy it. And like this was a second chance weapon, that would not be a good idea. And then if you look at the sheath, how the sheath is, like I was saying, so you put the knife in the sheath, but the problem is the tension on that pushes the blade up, and it's really hard to get in and out of sheath. Out of sheath, not as bad. In sheath, the other one I had was a nightmare too. So the sheath isn't the greatest. And the other thing too is this Securex sheath. And I've said this for years, they use a fiberglass in it, and the Securex sheaths, you cannot keep a knife sharp. This thing was sharp when it first came. I put it in the sheath one time. You've already got a dull spot because the fiberglass that's in the plastic dulls the edge. And no matter what you do, it's going to cut into that and scuff it, because like I said, this sheath is not real user friendly to get in and out. So you're always going to have that edge be screwed up. You would constantly have to be resharpening this. And then, like I said, just the overall size of the knife and thickness, it's not good because it's uncomfortable to use. It kicks itself out of the line of the cut. These were a novelty that absolutely was something that they tried to capitalize on, just some cool factor, which they did on a lot of their knives, but most of them at least were functional. This is probably the worst neck knife on the market, really, to tell you the truth. I'm surprised they're still around, that they're still selling these as bad as they are. And then, like I said, with that being like that, it's not ambidextrous. Your button here is your release mechanism, and you're not going to be able to do it. A lot of people have complained that these break off. Eventually they break off. I mean, it's not the best of sheaths. So there's a lot of problems with this knife. And like I said, I'm just really surprised that they're even still on the market. But I thought it would be fun because you guys know I like to bag on Cold Steel. But in all actuality, they have got so many great knives out there that I have always loved. This is not one of them. So there you go, guys. Just a quick little video for fun. Don't forget to check out this video sponsor, Coffee Brand Coffee, fresh roasted coffee on demand. Their newest flavor, Blackberry Cream, is absolutely amazing. I just got a bag of it in and I love it. So go check them out. You can use either the link down below to save 5% or my coupon code Crazy Sharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, Crazy Sharp. Save both of those, save you 5% at checkout. Let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day.
Yeah, guys, this was a gift to me from one of the paying members, Will B. He heard me talk about a knife that I wish I had never gotten rid of, which was the Double Agent 2, which was the clip point version. And now that I think back on it, I'm like, ah, yeah, now I remember why I got rid of it. They weren't great knives. They were something that they were one of the first, like, big, cool, crazy neck knives that came out, and they just weren't very good. So nothing against Cold Steel. Like I said, they absolutely have nailed it with so many knives that are just the amazing. The counterpoint, or I'm sorry, the counterattack and the counterattack 2, the best modern boot knives on the market. So just a little bit of fun. It is not a great knife. So that's all I got on this one. Guys, if you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down, but please try to tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. The best things you can do for any channel. And if you want to support the channel financially, ton of ways. Coffee Brand Coffee, I know I mentioned in the video. Tempered Trail, they are both channel sponsors. They share a coupon code of Crazy Sharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, Crazy Sharp, saves you 5% at checkout. Depending on the month, it could be 10% with Coffee Brand Coffee. The Coffee Brand Coffee, it's built into the link. I also have an Amazon store down below. Any of the shopping you do on it supports the channel, doesn't cost you anything extra. So if you could, just take that link, pin it to your browser, use that link as your way into Amazon every time, and anything you purchase on Amazon, I get credit for it. Doesn't cost you anything at checkout, just supports the channel. And I also have got a membership down below. It's all tier-based. Everyone has access to the awesome Gilded server where we all hang out. Baseline and Premier tier members are automatically entered into giveaways that I do here on there on the Gilded server, apart from the stuff that I do here on YouTube. And the premium guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series behind that paywall on YouTube. Guys, that's it. I love y'all. Keep it clean in the comment section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next video.